Let's get it in, Roy.
It's
Get that voice. Charlie's.
it's like a max.
Let's. Alright, let's get it, Charlie.
It's a maximum of 100. A maximum of 100 people. Maximum. I saw about 1 meeting.
Get him, boy. Let's go.
I said, get in your shit.
Alright, Sharp. Welcome to the Liston podcast. As usual, you have Mac on the mic.
Like there's something missing.
What's missing?
God. I'm about to say, you don't have the energy you have.
Dude,
all right, guys. You're always more like excited than that.
Can we keep that?
No, I'm just saying.
I need.
I'm not feeling your energy, bro. That's what I'm saying.
All right, cool. Welcome to the Liston podcast. Episode 9, right? Episode 9.
Almost at a decade. 10.
I'm your host, Mac.
The Mac.
Can I still be the Mac? So yeah, I'm your host, Mac. In the house, I have OT co-host, Miko co-host. Yeah, what's up, guys? We also have a special guest for you. His name is Do Me Wrong. What's up, Do Me Wrong? How you doing?
Hey man, hi guys. Hi.
What? Wait, we haven't even started cracking jokes yet, bro. So yeah, we have Dus as well. She's fixing the sounds up. So this might be
on the O's and ones.
On the O's and ones.
Twos.
Yeah, so this might end up actually being a Listum podcast and not a glitchum like last time. Because Dus is in the house to just make sure everything is set. In the room, RJ, the DJ's here. So Akulu's not on the podcast today.
He's been missing, huh?
Yeah, he's been missing. He's in the room, but he's kind of running away from few accusations. Yeah.
What is he running away from?
I don't know. Akulu, what are you running away from, bro?
What is he running away from?
I don't know.
Are you going to ask him?
No, he's just, honestly, he's running away from feminists. and he's
Is
the
he
resident,
like the resident
he's the resident feminist. It's like on the WhatsApp group, he was told not to comment.
His people are mad. People are mad at him. It's like you're there to represent us. What happened?
Yeah, you know what? I'm mad as well because he was there to curate the situation, but then he
are
didn't
other people.
do it.
But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. But okay, first thing, he's not really here because he's running away. He wasn't feeling well. So yeah, prayers for Akulu.
There's no fun in that.
I said prayers for Akulu.
There's no fun in that. Like, let it be. Like, it's not like you told people I was
but I need prayers for my boy, man. We need him.
It
was pretty serious.
It was pretty serious. Yeah. So yeah, man,
if you saw it, you'd have known.
Yeah, man. Send him some kind words. He needs it right now. Needs some encouragement.
Yeah,
man. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Yo, Akulu, this is like the first time I'm hearing about this, so I'm so sorry, bro. My condolences.
Eesh, bro. Ooh.
Did we just kill him off the podcast?
Is that what just happened?
No, and the funniest thing is his replacement killed him off the podcast. That's crazy. That's crazy. I say, all right, so I don't have time, man. Like, I want to get right into it because it's been... I was, you know how I always come up and I'm like, yo, how was your week? And you guys are like, yeah, I was working, I was doing this.
We all had the same week.
We all had the same week, but we all had the same yesterday. Most of it was yesterday, right? So how was your yesterday? And this is about how people reacted to the last episode that we put out.
The glitch.
Who wants to share a backstory on this?
Yeah, I'll go for it. So last week we put out a podcast. It's Glitch'em. Lots of glitches. We had some technical difficulties, but our resident producer's back in the house. But we touched on some interesting topics, and one of them was "Does No mean No?" So the title did not. I don't know how to put this.
Take your time, buddy.
The title rubbed some people the wrong way, and we caught some heat over a couple of days later. Some people decided, it's time to bring out those skeletons. Let's kill those Zalusu boys. And we took some heat from the feminists, from different groups of people, organizations saying, we're advocating rape culture. So we were fighting that. We had some boys who were fighting that. Some people are still taking hits right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to them for standing with us in the pits.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we took a hit.
But when you say that we're fighting against that, are we fighting against accusation or what is?
No, we're not fighting against accusation. We're fighting against the ability to have conversations about this.
Yeah.
So, we were, discussing it. These are things that people actually go through, and culturally, there's some things that are ignored, things that people say, things that people don't say, and because we live in this woke world, we expect everybody to know about it. But really, man, there's a lot of ignorant people about this, topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So,
And it's funny how you mentioned ignorant, because OT, do you know how you're gonna say something, but I'm gonna ask you. You know how I feel like a lot of the people that were commenting on the situation did not actually listen.
So they were ignorant to the podcast?
That's you, bro. They were ignorant to the context of the podcast.
Yeah.
So they came out, they saw a headline, and they reacted.
I would say most people didn't actually listen to what was being said.
How'd you know?
Because from the comments, like you
all
can
right.
tell, like from afar, like
Yeah.
I'll just go there and then just see what you're commenting. Yeah, I'm disappointed. Like you didn't listen.
Yeah.
If you actually feel you were disappointed, you didn't listen to what was actually being said.
Yeah.
But then the topic that was put there, I wouldn't blame them for the having with the reaction like that, because the topic was inflammatory. It was
a little, it's
clickbait.
Clickbait. One of those. Doomy, did you check out any of these things, man? Also, wait, how do you feel about just being on because this is an intense topic right now, because we're reacting to hella reactions. Dude, if I was you right now, bro,
you'd be like, can I come next
I'd be
week?
like, yo, can I hit you up next week?
We were looking for
right now.
we were looking for Olivia Pope's number yesterday.
Actually, when you guys, called me in that today's the podcast, my podcast that I'm going to be on. I actually I had no idea about this. I haven't listened to the last episode, so I didn't even know that there's this whole controversial stuff going on. No, I am.
Haven't you been on Twitter? Because that's I think we're trending.
I won't lie. This week,
That's far-fetched. No.
look, usually I'm on Twitter quite a lot, but this week I've been moving out of, I'm moving out of my parents' house, so I haven't really been on Twitter this week.
Congratulations on that. Yeah.
Thank you very much. No curfews. I ain't gonna answer where you been, where you at, why you coming home late. I thought you only gym for 1 hour. Why is anyway?
Why is it bit 5?
But yeah, no, actually I had no idea about this. So damn, man. I mean, wow. Anyway, I'm a friend of the podcast, so without knowing the full story, I support the podcast. I hope that's not gonna hurt my downloads.
I hope you don't do the people wrong.
Come on.
What? Can I wrong? Because
do me wrong. No, but I like how because the people that was he
No,
stretched
I'm
out.
sure
Yeah,
he
that was
didn't
pretty
even
cool.
get that. Nah, that wasn't.
Oh,
even
he didn't get
that's
that.
Like what you
that's
do.
like when that's when poets die. When poets die, and then people start giving them.
I didn't even mean that. Even on
exactly.
Genius, it's someone will give a deep intersection of what you're saying. That wasn't you, man. Pippa.
But anyway, it's cool. So
Yeah.
here's the reaction. So I think that
Get in your shit, man.
yo,
What?
I don't think that if you're a person that you're well read, you're woke, because we're living in a woke, a
Type
woke
of
era and
environment,
stuff.
yeah.
If you're woke, I think that it's very, very, very important. That's one lesson that I took from here. It's very important to do your research.
Yeah.
So if I see something, if I'm offended by it, or if I like it, that should lead me to go to that thing and research further and ask the right questions as to why is this happening like this. You know what I mean? And I think that's exactly the misunderstanding that happened. This for me was just a whole misunderstanding. But I read the blog from Priscilla. I'm really bad with names, yo. But yeah, Priscilla Sempere, who kind of said that,
On Medium.
yeah, she on Medium. Check that out. It's best read of the week or whatnot. I think that
Best read of the week or the only read of the week?
yeah, for me it was.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Anyway, it's really good. But she pointed out that a lot of females or a lot of people that are put in such situations, when they see just they don't need to like go deeper. When they see a headline and it kind of it kind of triggers like past
defense systems,
memories and so so it
makes sense.
I understand that thing. So yeah, what do you guys think, man? But I've been down the whole time.
The thing is, just to add on to what you're saying is, I don't necessarily blame somebody for just acting right there, not actually researching, because I think we discussed it here.
We're just
to say when you see something, you don't actually look for the facts. You just react off the top of your head. So like I don't blame anybody for just thinking, you're saying you're actually asking, you're debating if no means no.
And also
no
the word
means
debate,
no.
bro.
Yeah.
It was a discussion.
Yeah.
And I think we actually agreed on something, but what people were arguing about or debating or discussing on Twitter was not actually what we were talking about, because they were thinking we're talking about sex and we like consent, and we like yo when it comes to consent, no means no. Cool, we settled that. Let's move on. What about when you're dating somebody? So we contextualized it, and we talked about it in a way that was different from what people were thinking. So if they did the research like Max said, they'll get it. They'll really get it.
But at the same time, don't you think we brought this on ourselves for like putting a topic like that, because the topic wasn't contextualized. It was just the topic, and then people and we know that people react off topics. Like most 90% people will just look at the topic and not even like read the body. It's just that. So like,
I don't know. I feel like the media that's how media works, in the sense that it's all about like what's written on the front page. People see the big print and it's like, oh shit, without even reading the full story, people are gonna start commenting and start reacting based off just what they read or just what they saw without actually doing the research into the story. And that's how the media works. That's what they benefit off. I think there's been a couple of times I've seen in the Malawi newspapers where they put out a story and then like 2 days or 3 days later they actually put a retraction. The retraction is super tiny. Super tiny on the side. On the third page, like, oh, we put this story out 2 days ago. We apologize that we did. By then, like, everyone's talked about it. Everyone's tweeted it. You know what I mean? Everyone's reacted to it. So,
Yeah, but then, like, if a normal person, if I see something on TMZ or on Complex or whatever, I see a headline, I'm like, okay, this is dope. Let me check this out. So I actually understand what was being discussed, what was going on. Yeah. Because the headline, like, it's not going to give you much.
Yeah.
No means no, or whatever else we talked about. It's not enough.
A headline could be great marketing to get people to actually listen to
it. But woke Twitter doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
I've seen, because the funny thing is, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, they didn't react the same way. I was actively looking for it. I was like, what is Instagram? What's Facebook saying? Because I was like, maybe our corporate clients may feel some type of way, but it was only Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter woke people were like, yo, let's.
That's because Twitter is basically your alternative to a blog, where you have to read a whole story with like paragraphs. Twitter just allows you like a limited amount of characters. So I think that's how people exactly. So I think people also just react off of like your tweet. Because I'll keep going back to Priscilla's post, her blog, because she also tuned that. Look, when I saw the post, she looked at both the tweet and the actual podcast. So she's like, when I saw it, I also like was taken aback and whatnot. So I looked further into it, and then I realized that. And she said a lot of positive things. We need guys to talk about these things.
A few people actually said the same thing.
Exactly.
Timmy, Dali, a bunch of other people.
Yeah. Another thing that she brought up was that a lot of girls find themselves in situations where, because of the culture or whatever, they can't give a straight no. I mean, they can't give a straight yes. So you know how I won't word it right. So I hope I don't take anything from her thing. But basically, they're trying to avoid being slutty. You know what I mean? Or being perceived as slutty. So they won't give you a straight yes if you're pursuing them in terms of dating. Eddie. Dating, or like trying to see you again or trying to get your number. They won't give you a straight yes because they're afraid of being perceived as slutty. So that's something that people should have been looking for.
Yeah, and I think we actually joked on it to say, when you ask somebody out and then they actually say yes, like at the first go, you're like, okay, Hey, that was you joking about it. Say,
That was you, bro.
I mean,
if you say yes at the first go, you're like, okay, let me now think about it. Okay, you say yes, but then I'll think about it and I'll get back to you. So,
yeah. What do you always expect to have a fight? When I say fight, I mean like some sort of hustling before she says yes.
I don't expect her for some reason. I don't expect you to like just be ready to like get into it.
Yeah, but what if she's been liked you for a minute and then
even though
you just called her now and then asked her out now and she's like, oh, I mean, this opportunity might go. You know what I mean? There's
like,
another girl right there. I need to say yes now. Or else
in a perfect world, that's what would happen. Where you ask somebody out and then they like you too, and then it's automatic. It's like that. But then like I feel like in our context, in our culture and everything brought up, that's never the ideal situation. When that happens, it's like you're second guessing. It's like you're thinking. No, it's like you're just thinking. I'm not saying you're gonna turn it down. Yeah. Nah, it could be different. But I'm just saying it'll be something at the back of your head thinking, okay, why?
Like how?
Okay, why was that easy? Because easy come, easy go, or something.
That's a good point. That's a good point, actually.
Okay. All right. So next week we're going to. Wow, OT. So next week we're going to have to react to the OT statement of easy come, easy go. Yeah, that's gonna be a whole thing now. Next topic. Yo, dude, this topic just got me really down. But I think that another thing that there's so much that's going on, bro.
Let's get it.
Yo, like the Nipsey Hussle thing.
Hey, bro.
Yo, R.I.P. man. Like I wish we could play his music right now.
Okay. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle,
Yeah.
of course. But then I'd like to call out the people who like wanna seem like they care that much about Nipsey Hussle dying.
Yeah.
When really Nipsey Hussle doesn't have an actual connection with them, the music they listen to, or the context they live in.
Yeah,
and then
I
there's
was called out
people
on that as
dying
well.
here.
I was called out on that as well. I was called out on that as well.
Okay, here's the thing, right? A couple years ago, one of my friends died. It was tragic. And when we went into like this grief counseling thing, though, like one of the things that might affect you is the fact that this death, even though you may not know these people, brings back memories of other people's deaths, right? So when there's grief around, it just triggers grief, you know? When it just triggers something. So it may not be you grieving Nipsey Hussle, but it's like, yo, the people who are feeling this Nipsey shit, I also feel I can relate. I can relate. So, you know, when celebrities die, that's what it does.
That's profound. That's profound.
And one aspect that I saw of this is that celebrities, I don't know if they have to document their lives. So you go back to his music. You can easily access his music, his pictures, his videos, his interviews, and you get an insight of the type of person he was. A lot of times you find artists or celebrities that die, you didn't know too much about them. Then you can go back and be like, you can research, find a lot about them, and then you'll be like, wow, he was a good man. Or I could really like link up with this guy or something. It's more relatable. But in Malawi, we don't really have that thing where people are documenting their lives. I've had family members, so say they pass away or something. They pass away, not or something, because they pass away, and then
or something.
You can't even like. There's nowhere I can go right now to get the pictures and just like reflect back on, yo, this was a dope person and things like that. So I would just like to encourage the youth to just document, bro. Like leave something out there, because Nipsey or whoever celebrity dies, their kids are gonna be out there and they'll find their father's legacy just rolled out right there. And we need to do that. You don't have to be a celebrity to leave at least a legacy for just people in your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then like to add on with what this Nipsey Hussle thing, I heard somewhere, or I saw somewhere to say dying is the best thing that could happen to your music career.
To every artist.
Like, I mean, that goes to like people. There's theories where people say like if Tupac and Biggie were still alive today, we wouldn't be like fucking with them.
I don't agree with that, because both of them had mad sales while they were alive.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg had mad sales as well.
No, facts. But I'm just saying, like, you know, they had good sales. Then they were already. It's kind of like Drake right now, right? Drake's the best-selling hip hop artist at the moment.
So the
right?
best thing that could happen to Drake right now is if he was to
What?
die.
But how is it the best?
If he was to die,
It's not the best that could happen to him.
Not him, his brand.
His brand.
His music.
For his legacy, for his legacy,
his brand,
for his legacy, the best thing that can happen to Drake right this second is for him to die.
Yeah.
Because either you die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Hey man, that's Batman. By the way, that's Batman Dark Knight. And Jay-Z as well.
Wasn't that Jay-Z? Yeah.
That was Jay-Z. No, it was Batman first. Jay-Z quoted from Batman and so appalled. Yeah, you know, for those hip hop heads who know. Anyway, the thing is, for me personally, I mean, I understand your point, but my thing is, like, it wouldn't work for, let's say, I'm trying to think of someone who doesn't sell that much. Okay. There's definitely Isaiah Rashad doesn't sell that much, really. Okay, I love Isaiah Rashad. So, but anyway, my point was just going to be like, yes, there's an element of the fact that, okay, this person died. I mean, I think it happened with Michael Jackson as well. He died, and then suddenly all his music came back into the top 10 on the billboards, what in the US. I mean, that makes sense because, of course, people are going to be like, oh, shit, this guy died? Who was he? Or what did he do? Let me remind myself. That, you know, that's cool. But at the end of the day, it's still, like, people still have to build those legacies while they're alive.
Okay.
Drake is Drake is Drake because of what he's done while he's alive.
What I meant was...
If Drake's first album...
What I meant was, you know how right now, it's like there's no discussion to say who's the best rapper of all time. It's either Pac or Biggie.
Well, I think Jay-Z's in that.
Yeah, Jay-Z is number 3.
And Lil Wayne.
I think
now.
I think MTV did a thing.
Okay, let me go on.
Where Jay-Z was number 1 and Pac was second.
I
Biggie was third.
think that's
No, but
based off-
actually, those
I feel like you
move
can't-
around. I've seen them
I
changing
feel like
around a lot of times.
you can't say Pac Biggie. Jay-Z is better than Pac Biggie.
Yeah,
I
that
feel like you
happens a
can't.
lot. But look,
let me go on. That wasn't my point. That wasn't my point. Let me go on.
Yeah.
Like even Drake said it himself. If you're reading this, it's too late. If I die, I'm a legend.
In the first track,
Yeah, it's like it's like
No,
right
but-
now. If I
but
die,
like-
because Pac and Biggie didn't have longevity
Yeah.
as Drake has had.
Yeah.
Because that was like 2-3 albums and a mixtape somewhere. Then they get as much clout right now as if they ruled the game for like 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
But then they didn't.
Yeah, but let me
They didn't.
Let me
It was
say
just
let me
like
say
a
let me
bit
say
of-
let me say one thing.
Yeah.
Let me say one thing on that. So basically, you still can't take away from Drake alive. You understand? Because he's doing a lot of things. He's killing it. Pac and Biggie at the age of 25 and 24. The impact, it's about impact. That's why I talked about documentation, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of artists dying every day. But
Straight up.
dude, if you leave a legacy, you have to build it, and the impact that causes, it's going to like boom, because like Nipsey Hussle's
Drake
dreams
has
have gone
had
up
more
to-
impact than Pac and Biggie combined.
Hey, Shasa, why did you do this? Like, look, dude, we get it. We get it. But he has to live to build that impact. And if he was to die, if he was to die, yes, he would be a legend. That's a fact. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
And Nipsey Hussle, for example, he's a guy that like was building a legacy. He had a lot of things. He was building like a legacy.
Same thing with
And
Marafali, just to keep it local.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Marafali. And I get why, he's wearing an OVO shirt right now. So,
Yes.
you know?
I don't know.
Of course.
But what you're saying, Woody, like, there's certain people, you're building a legacy. So Marafali left, the blacks. Yeah. The blacks are carrying on, and right now, the black show, that's where it's at.
It's lit. Yeah,
that's where it's at.
Yeah.
And that's
crazy.
all these other people, Mafunyeta, all these people, they're leaving a legacy.
Yeah.
Yo, dude.
Okay, wait.
Yo,
wait.
Tupac. His impact in that
saying-
time, yeah. Yeah.
I know that Tupac had he was like well learned and everything.
Yeah, not even just that.
Activism, everything.
Not even just
I'm saying,
that.
what can you actually attribute to Tupac as what Miko just said? To say Madafali, black missionaries are running shit until this day. What did Tupac live? What's his legacy?
Okay, what I would say is
West
all of Tupac's albums since that point in time. What Miko was about to say, West Coast music. Like Tupac brought attention back to West Coast music at a time when it was shifting towards the East in the US at that point in time.
Yeah.
The East was getting clout. Like there was, of course, I think what's the NWA? They had the period in time.
The biggest rapper at Death Row Records.
Yeah.
He was winning Grammys. He was the guy.
Yeah,
There's a reason Death Row signed Tupac.
So
it
where's
wasn't
Death
just
Row
because
Records right now?
No, of course they're gone now. But Snoop Dogg, remember Snoop Dogg continued after that happened. You know what I mean? Anyway, my point is just to say the fact that, like, for me, about impact, I mean, we can't understate the impact that both Tupac and Biggie had on the game. Their beef just between the two of them was nationwide.
Yeah, it was
nationwide. People didn't even know each other or hated each other because of Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah.
True. Can't dispute that.
All right. Whew.
Dude, I was trying to say something. Now Dust is trying to say something. Do you want to say something, Dust?
Do you want to say it?
Dust, were you the timekeeper in secondary school somewhere?
No, he was the guy.
Monitor.
The guy that would write down names.
Bell ring.
But OT's name would be there every fucking day, bro. Like I say, OT, I say, bad behavior. That's it. All right, so okay, let's do like a whole new topic, bro. Like, can we not talk about? Oh yeah, elections are coming up, right? Can you do that? Elections coming up. It's like,
are we really going back to politics?
It's not politics. It's just if your vote counts or not. Are you gonna vote or not, Miko? Like it doesn't. You don't need to tell me who you're gonna vote for and why.
I think you learned to say to have this type of questions. Does your vote count or not? It's like the same thing with
with what?
There's no mean no.
Oh shit! Your vote always counts. Your vote always counts. Oh shit! Are the politicians gonna come for us now?
All right.
No. Okay. Let me add some flesh to this question.
Okay.
Is that allow me that so that because it's all bones right now. So check this out. Look, here's my thinking. I was looking at the numbers in terms of the urban youth. You know, the youth in general. The youth in general. The higher population than everyone else in the world. I mean, in the country. But then the urban guys, the guys that are Lilongwe, Blanta, maybe some Zuzu, so us guys, you know. And then there's the people in the rural areas that are like way, like they're outnumbering us by
80 to 20.
80 to 20, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So now, I'm Mac. If I cast my vote to a president or an MP or whatever, does that really count? So do I need to then vote?
You do, right? You do. Because, every vote does count, right? You might be the one that makes change of government, you know? But, honestly speaking, the way it's set up in this country, your vote really doesn't make that much of a difference, you know? OT, you get your turn. You'll get your turn. You get your turn. But honestly speaking, I'm not voting. This would have been my first.
Pause. You're not voting?
Nah, this would be my first time to vote. But I'm taking a seat back and just looking at the way things are going. I've been an outsider for a really long time. This is my first time really experiencing the whole voting experience since I was I think 9 or 10, right? 9 or 10, and just seeing how things are going. I've got my heart set on certain things, but the way reality is looking, and the way I've seen even I had a meeting this week, and the way the conversation went, I was like, yo, and then I had a conversation further with my dad, and it's like, yo, the way things are set up and the way things are supposed to be set up are two separate things. So whether I vote or not, I looked at it. I was like, you know what?
It will make a difference.
Let me take a step back and look at this.
Can you go? That's why that question is there, bro. As in, that's why the question is there in terms of OT was gonna react, or can we let OT react? Or has it died down?
No, I want to hear what you have to say first.
Is the fire burnt?
I want to hear your question first, though.
Okay, my thing is, I feel like in a way, the politicians, right? I think we might not be the target audience because of the numbers that I just presented to you. So, in that, I think that even moving forward in terms of what they do in the end after they win, it's not really about us.
It's not really about
and
us.
Also, I noticed that there's a chance that if a politician is fucking up, one of us who might benefit from that. Some of us might benefit from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's in the sense that, okay,
I get you.
You get what I mean? So
I get you. Could it the votes come from the rural area, the benefits go to the urban area.
Exactly. So you're appointing. Okay, fine. I can't put it better than that.
Yeah.
But OT, say something, please.
No.
React.
No, what I wanted to say was I was very disappointed in what Miko was saying. To say my vote my vote doesn't count. Because it's like the conundrum you find yourself when you're like driving in the streets, and then you say, I'm gonna litter because
It doesn't
my one plastic. If I litter outside,
It doesn't make a
It doesn't make a difference. It's just one plastic.
I'm on the same.
But
page.
it's the
I
same
agree,
thing.
yeah.
But then if it's like everybody who's thinking like that, what happens?
That's my point.
Exactly.
If everybody has your same mentality of, look, I'm not going to vote because it doesn't make a difference. How many votes that could make a difference are we actually losing?
Oh, okay, but that's cool because then let's go back to numbers. I think that if everybody had that, if us guys, the people in the urban areas had that mentality, I think the person that's gonna win would probably still win. That's what I think.
Exactly. Because
I don't know a lot about this,
but
but that's what I think.
Okay, if it's 80-20,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I think.
Even if all the people in the urban area voted for one person and all the people in the rural area voted for other, we're still losing.
No, true, but that's not going to happen.
The thing is,
Remember
the
the last elections? How close it was? Because the things right now, we don't have a 50, I don't know what it's called, majority, whatever. We don't have that right now, right? So meaning that it could literally be 35, 34, and the team that gets, or the party, whoever, the president that gets 35 is going to be our next president.
And just
so
to correct,
don't understate how much your vote might actually count in that percentage.
Actually, the most number of votes in the polling center, in the polling center of anywhere,
Say it.
comes from Lilongwe City.
Facts.
The thing is, you
Okay,
can't
I
just
don't
say
know if it's
because rural, urban. Yeah, we actually make a difference.
Yeah.
We make a difference in the people in the city in Lilongwe.
Yeah.
If we vote or we don't vote, we make a difference. So if you don't vote for the guy you were going to vote for, you're actually voting for the guy you're not going to vote for.
That's
how it works.
I've never thought of it like
No,
that.
that's how it
pretty
works.
dope. That's pretty dope. That's deep,
definitely
bro.
a way to
That's
look
deep.
at it.
So
Yeah.
now that's really deep. But now let's look at the item where like I feel like I could benefit from Cashgate. You know what I mean?
Everybody in this room can benefit from Cashgate.
That's exactly
You know
what I'm saying.
I'm
so
sure
let me paint a
every one
picture
of
right
us
now.
has benefited from Cashgate.
Maybe. Let me paint a picture right now. So man's from Capitol Hill steals money, a bunch of cash. He steals it. I don't have to support. Like maybe I didn't vote for whoever. You know what I mean? But man steals cash. It's in his car. Man wants to go bowl out. Right? He goes to a club. He bowls out. I don't even have to be there. I don't have to drink with it. I don't know man's right.
Yeah.
But because of all the money that is spent at that bar, then the guy who owns the bar now has some extra revenue to, let me fix up this place. Who should I call for that? Zaluso Arts, we're there, we fix up the place, Cashgate money, done, dusted, now we're balling out. You know what I mean? Now I'm benefiting from Cashgate because there's money circulating, right? If there's a guy that's, if there's a righteous candidate, for example.
Righteous.
Okay, all right. No, okay, you guys say something about that. Let me not go on for that. Let me not go on.
All right, I want to hear what. Yeah, do we go?
Should I go first? Okay. 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 In my opinion, ethically speaking, if you benefit indirectly from Cashgate money, then it's fine. You know what I mean? For example, if someone stole money during Cashgate and then the maid suddenly, the owner's like, yo, man, I have cash, so, I'm going to double your salary because I can. I mean, the maid hasn't done anything wrong. She's still doing what she does and she's getting double the amount to pay because the owner wants to give her that. Yeah. She's not involved in the Cashgate thing. It's still the owner's fault at the end of the day. So if Zaluso somehow indirectly benefits from the fact that, I'm pretty sure everyone at some point in time who's in business has benefited from corruption indirectly. But for me, if you're not directly involved in it, that's what's important. Like, if you know for a fact, like,
I think in a perfect world for Zaluso, that would be the case. But then in the just world, nah, you're not exempt. If you're profiting off. If you're profiting off,
you can't get arrested as Zaluso Arts because of the fact that someone who stole Cashgate money.
Actually, I'm not.
You guys are still doing your job.
I'm not sure how it works, but then like from the basics where I know where if you buy something from someone who didn't know that shit was stolen, and you didn't know that shit was stolen, and you got it from them, and then that commodity is found with you, you're still up for persecution.
Why?
Nah, that's just how the law works, man.
Okay, yeah.
Do your diligence.
Due diligence. I know Max said that if cash get happen and Zaluso benefit. We're not saying what is Zaluso is benefiting from cash get or we advocate the corruption.
And also,
but
I'm not sure. But okay,
yeah, but what I'm saying.
But here's the thing.
From what I understood from Mac is the way our society works is money floats around and sometimes Cashgate money lands on you without you realizing it. Not that
and it's funny how you guys took this. It's funny how you guys took this discussion to a whole like ethics and morality and
because that's what woke Twitter's gonna hear. Law. That's all they're gonna care about.
But here's I'm looking at it in terms of like votes, right?
Yeah.
Could he? Okay. Shit. Fuck. Okay. I'm looking at it in terms of votes and also just in terms of cash flow.
Yeah.
So if I'm a guy that's trying to make business in Malawi and whatnot, I need as many customers and as many paying customers as I can.
Possible, yeah.
But there's a time when there's not enough cash flow going. There's cash is not being passed around because we're the minority maybe, and maybe the cash is going to like other causes. Because there's like the argument where it's like we don't need a statue. We need to feed people in the village. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's dope. But like, what if I'm a statue maker? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Does that not then take food off of my plate in a way?
It's all dynamics, you know. Like things have to move in the city, and you never realize it's so complicated, you know, because people benefit. Like those people who are like the whole thing that we talked about last week when we were talking about the whole middle management thing. At the end of the day, they're just trying to, fend for their family. Yeah. You know, some people are benefiting all that Cashgate money. I'm not justifying this. By no means am I justifying this. But sometimes it's a result of somebody's like, yo, I need to hustle this money so that somebody can do this shit to make this person look dope.
Yeah.
And then that person is gonna benefit. Because it's we never think about the little guys. We always think about the bigger picture. Yeah. But sometimes,
and I think that's also the politicians. And it's whack. Here's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
So look, most of your votes are coming from the rural areas, but you're a guy that's like in the city and you're basically just thinking about the bigger guys and the city and stuff like that. And that's the worst part. I saw some preacher somewhere, he was tuning about how like, if I vote, it's funny how during elections time these guys are asking people to employ them, to give them a job. Yeah, the job of being president, right?
Yeah.
Let me give you please employ me. If you employ me, I'll do this and that and that. But then once you give them that job, now they're your boss. So they're like, hey, who the fuck you think you are trying to talk to me like this? It's crazy like that. And it's funny how the people that are mostly affected are the people that vote, the people in the rural areas, because
it's all mind games, bro. Yeah. It's all mind games.
I think it's a bridge, bro.
It's a power struggle, and like people don't realize where the power lies. I guess going against what I said, the power is in our hands. What we do or what we say is what pretty much should happen. The whole democracy thing. If 100 people vote for something and one person says, yo, fuck you, the 100 people are supposed to win.
Yeah.
But we're living in an area where I think we've just put it in our heads that the person at the top, because we're coming from we're coming from a heritage of kings and that what's it called? I don't know what it's called, but like the whole like kings and then monarchy. We're coming from monarchy, where you have a person at the top. But really, we switch that around where it's like the person at the top is doing what everybody else wants us
rather
to do.
Than the other way
so
around. Yeah.
The person is just supposed to give us direction. He is the captain of the ship. He is not
like we've entrusted.
He's not
him.
the guy choosing the destination. You're the people who bought the tickets, saying, guys, we're all going to this place. You're just supposed to make sure the plane lands there. But in this case, we're pretty much agreeing with that. I say we're all kitty-kittying into your car. Take us where you want us to go.
Wow, that's nice from Miko, man. Can we get a hand from Miko? Fake applause. I just wanna like say,
in the background.
Like, I feel like in Malawi we'll never ever get away from our current situation if there is no civil war. Or I say we need something to radicalize us we have like stories every day in the newspaper. Such billions go missing because of Chan Chan Chan. Such millions go missing because Chan Chan Chan. And then nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. We need a revolution of like a sector of people who are like, we're fed up with this shit. We're gonna do something. And that mentality will give the leaders something to think about. Like, I shouldn't like get this money because the people are gonna rise up. So like when a country has that sort of like a radical thing where you're like, people rise up and people fight for what's theirs. Because these guys are eating what's ours. So like when people have that mentality where people are gonna rise up and fight for what's theirs, people are gonna do that shit. An example of Rwanda. Rwanda is making moves right now. Right now, Rwanda is making the most moves in Africa. And that's only because that country has been plagued with like civil war and shit for like the past, I don't know how many years. That's the reason. Because when you're a leader in a country that has gone through war, I said, you're not gonna fuck around. I swear. You're gonna like be cautious to what you're gonna do.
But then I might be wrong. I'm just trying to, how I remember it, the whole Uganda situation.
Yeah.
So you might be what? Wrong? That's it. This guy, it's product placement.
I just feel like it's funny how Mag feels like that wrong punchline is actually funny, and then we're gonna laugh. Can I just say that? Can I just say that? Yeah, because it's his name. Then I'm just gonna say.
Okay, great.
I find it funny anyway.
Okay, going back to the Uganda thing. In Uganda, they had some sort of military or civil war or whatever, right?
Yeah.
For Idi Amin to come into power.
Yeah.
What did Idi Amin do?
I don't know.
Because he came from that whole that a dictator.
So you have an exception to the rule.
Yeah, okay.
You have that, but I'm just saying. Anyway, everything is an issue of probability. You can't say shit for certain. Yeah. There'll be examples on both sides.
Okay, I agree.
But then I think the probability of us actually overcoming our current situation. As we need a civil war.
No, we need something. I mean, I agree with you.
We need something to just jolt us up. Like,
I was thinking about this.
Jack up.
Yeah, I was feeling. I felt the same way when I was thinking about the whole, like what happens in South Africa. Like South Africans fight about everything.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the miners in South Africa feel like they're not getting paid enough, they'll strike. Yeah. Malawians don't strike. We don't fight back. We literally take shit all the time.
So we don't
we accept it. Literally, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel, but me, when I see every other week in the newspaper, billions, billions, it's literally annoying to me that we literally see it. These guys know that we're seeing it in the news and that we're not going to do shit about it. But we're just going to read it, we're going to complain, and then that's it.
But you know what's going to happen? If we have a civil war, everybody in this room and the people who have the capabilities to escape this war will not experience it. It's the little guys, the same people that we're trying to build the voice for. Those are the people that are gonna die because those are the people
when elephants fight.
Exactly.
When elephants fight, the grass suffers.
Exactly.
When elephants make love, the grass still suffers.
Exactly. It's those people because you know what? You go to the rural areas. Yeah. You give 1,000 people 100 kwajas. Watch how excited they get.
Yeah, and you even see it now.
Give them guns and tell everybody this is the guy who's trying to kill you. Let's go kill them. Here are 100 guns. What do you think is gonna happen? They'll go kill each other. The guys who are really calling the shots, it won't affect them. It's survival of the fittest. And then in the end, maybe that might change something. But we're in a place where the people at the top have already been had that mind shift.
Can I just say, if there was to be a civil war in Malawi, we wouldn't be elephants. A war, an actual war. We're not elephants. Let me just burst your bubble. Let me just burst your bubble.
I don't know about the
war. When it's a war, we're not elephants. And anyway, just to add on to that, Malawi is top 3 of the poorest countries. In the world. Is it
yeah.
And then, how else do you explain that when we are the country that has never witnessed any other war whatsoever? We haven't.
I mean,
So anyway, that's just my point. Anyway,
cool. Cool. So Doobie came up with a point as well. I think that one thing that you see during elections, I personally think that we focus too much on the election period, but we don't follow through on like if people are delivering or not. So that's why we're even having this discussion now in 5 years. Oh yeah, I mean, there's moves that could be done. The war is one of the things that could be done to overthrow people, right? So I'm just saying, like, anyway, so. Election period, a lot of people get a lot of free drinks. A lot of youth them that paint themselves in certain colors and things like that. They get free drinks, chanchani, and it's like it feels like people are prioritizing alcohol over even just who's gonna rule me for the next 5 years. Let me get drunk tonight, right? And it's cool. I'm cool with this guy who's gonna like take over my country or my well-being or whatever for the next 5 years. So yeah, man, like tell us a little bit about the whole youth getting drunk too much. Drinking for getting drunk? Is that?
For getting drunk. Okay, so I won't give too much backstory. Basically, I was having a conversation with my dad, and he was saying, like, you know, when he was young or when he was around our age, he never really used to go out as much. And he was saying basically because like he realized that people go out and you can't just have a few drinks and like chill. People are trying to get fucked up all the time, every weekend, consistently. And he was like, you know, I don't think like Malawians don't know how to control their alcohol consumption. And I put it on Twitter where a lot of people commented very different, you know, degrees. It's a little bit hypocritical. I'm not gonna say why, but anyway, yeah. So my topic was basically to say like, can Malawian youths control their drinking? Do we drink too much as Malawian youth?
Yeah, we really do have a drinking problem. I saw your thing. I retweeted. I liked it. I may have commented, but yeah, Malawians do have a drinking problem.
How do you judge Goody Malawians over people in Ireland that like are famous for drinking, or like people in Germany that have a whole week where it's a holiday? And how do you like come to me and say Malawians? We don't have any of that shit.
Because that.
Sorry, just quickly, because Malawians one is unprovoked. We don't have a weekend for drinking. They have a holiday. We don't have no holidays.
Every day,
holiday or not, we're going to drink.
Okay, here's something that here's something that has actually affected you. One time I come to work and this guy's like, I say, bro, hang zero. So this is some of the people that we work with. They're like, no, not Mac. No, not Mac. He's like, I hang zero. I say, I just need something. I need to drink so I can kick this hangover so I can be.
But that's the wet dog. That has an English name to it. It's not a Malawian problem.
No, but you know the thing is, that's everywhere you go. You go to prominent areas. You go to whatever. Like drinks is just a thing that's common. Like if people last week I had a conversation with somebody who came in here and they were like, "Yo, back in the day when I had nothing to do, all I could do is drink and do drugs, right?" So it's in other places in Germany, in Japan, and they go ham on Friday. Saturday, Sunday, but Monday he'll be in work doing what he's got to do. A Malawian will go ham Sunday night.
Yeah.
Friday he was at home. Saturday he was at home. Yeah. Friday, Monday he'll be assing. You know, the real things. We start at 12. He'll come and then he'll leave at 4:30 so he can catch up with some homies of his.
So is it mentality or is it the drinks? Because both of your guys, the guy from Japan and the guy from Malawi, they went ham.
The problem is when they drink, they can't sort themselves out.
Yeah, I was going to say the productivity levels are different in the UK, in Japan, and whatever. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, I mean, we have people who knock off at, you know, their knock-off time is like 5 o'clock, and they're knocking off at 4 o'clock, 4:30. You know, I need to go out for lunch. You know, I have my cousin as well. Like that's how the situation is in Malawi when it comes to work. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's experienced it where they're trying to get something done and there's just too much unprofessionalism going around.
Yeah.
Right?
Have you noticed?
That's the difference in the UK and whatnot. That's not there. Guys are going to get fucked up on Sunday, like Yumiko said. On Monday, those guys are at work being correct, getting shit done.
Yeah. Have you noticed how like a problem is only always a problem? It's only a problem when things get fucked up. So you may know somebody's an alcoholic, but it's only a problem when something goes south. That's when you address it. That's you know.
Yeah, like I was gonna argue that maybe Malawi, if that's the case, then why can we say that Malawi is in the bottom 3 poorest countries because we drink too much? You know what I mean? Maybe it's not the war, but anyway, Oti's gonna say something. Like it could be many things, but I don't believe that we drink too much. I'm gonna support the Malawians out here. Oti, what are you saying, bro?
Why? Can I ask
because I think that people in different countries drink a lot. That's what I think. I just think that you can't put drinking on a country. I think there's productivity, there's what you said, productivity, there's mentality, what Miko said, where the guy is like, oh, yo, Monday, I have to get to work. I think there's like one thing, for example, the value of your job. So if my job is very valuable and it pays me enough, then Monday I have to show up. I'll drink Adderall. I'll do whatever it takes so I can focus on my work. But then if my work is trash, if the government is paying me peanuts, and if there's no one like supervising properly, and I can show up at like 12, I'm gonna nurse my hangover. Nice. You know what I mean? That's what I think. But like, yeah.
I just think, just to add on what Jimmy was saying, like in Malawi, we have a drink.
Yeah,
We have a drinking problem in Malawi. It's because one. Okay, no. I could be part of it.
I said about it being
Okay, what I want to say is, it's when you were saying MacPherson, you were saying where a politician will come in and then give you drinks, and then you're gonna use those drinks to like determine your vote.
Yeah.
It's because it's like current gratification.
Yeah.
Like we want gratification that comes instantly at that time. So that's what drinking gives you. If you drink 2 bottles of alcohol, you get that vibe. You're like
nice.
you're feeling nice.
I kind of get that.
And that goes down to
Especially Malawi.
even if you go to Malawi, our savings. Percentage of savings. We don't save money because saving money doesn't give you like a current gratification.
But you buy Beamers.
But then you buy a Beamer because you buy a Beamer today. You're gonna ride it today, and then there'll be like chicks feeling you. Like, hey.
Okay, I don't know when.
So like it all boils down to that one thing, because our whole mentality is do something that gives you like pleasure
instant
right
joy.
there and now.
Okay, I feel just to say, Mac, that should be a topic. The whole thing about Malawian saving, I didn't think of that. That should be a topic. I would love to hear what you guys say about it. I'm not going to talk about it now. I just wanted to comment. Okay, I wanted to say one thing. Yeah. What about the Malawian youth that's not working and still drink? Because we're talking about those people who work and have jobs and whatnot. What about those who don't have jobs?
So what I wanted to say before OT, punched me, was
Domestic violence.
but it's like a lot of Malawians drink. Malawians drink because of the shitty situation they're in. So, bruh, like, I don't know about you, but when you're having a shitty day, all you want is a stiff drink. So a lot of people are going through shitty situations. So they see it as this is the only option to do. Let me forget. For now, in the morning, I know Woody, I'll hustle 200 zira. And you know what? Alcohol is so cheap in Malawi. No, bruh.
That's just making a funny face, but that's facts. You should see how much alcohol is in Botswana. It's like twice the price it is here.
Bruh,
double the price. No, I'm even in SA. And I bet you every country, I might be wrong, but I bet you every country in Africa around this is more expensive in terms of alcohol than Malawi is. It's not that expensive.
No,
cigarettes are cheaper here as well.
Thing is, Mac was here when he came from like it was in Scotland or somewhere. It was like I said when we went out, like the round was like £50.
Dude,
that's like $50.
Fact.
Are you gonna come here and say alcohol is cheap in Malawi?
If you buy one drink,
because Miko's point is Kajasu is cheaper. The thing is, when you're there, do you have access to Kajasu?
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah, you got moonshine. It's just called something different. It's moonshine.
You're gonna find it in the club.
Shout out to that story where like we bought a round that was 50 pounds. Guess who bought it? Take a wild guess. Who paid for that?
Guess whose it is?
Atiku.
Nah, trust me, guys. Shit.
I couldn't pay 50 pounds for drink.
What? Okay, anyway. The truth is shit is actually cheaper, or not everything, but a lot of shit is actually cheaper in Malawi than is everywhere else in the world.
Exactly.
To be honest. Simply because our economy is not that good. Economies that are doing very, very well, shit's actually very expensive. Minus the US. The US is the only exception to that rule. Apart from that, I mean, yeah, that's just how it works. Okay, I can't remember what my other point was, so I'm gonna pass it.
Yeah, but yeah, Kajashu's cheaper, and like I've been around one deal. No, I'm not gonna buy Kajasu. But here's the thing: I know. You know, I've seen people that I know. You know, where I know the alcoholism has gone so bad where they're spending 100 kwacha. Do you know how much 100 kwacha is? That's 10p in the UK. That's less than $1.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how many cents it is, but it's so cheap that you know people are spending, and that will get them fucked up. That will get them enough to forget about the troubles that they had with the government, the troubles that they had with their boss, because really people are being underpaid.
No,
people
facts.
people are living shitty lives, and that alcohol is an escape. I'm not justifying this, but I'm playing devil's advocate because I'm understanding. I'm understanding. Kudi.
All right, hold on. So
people's lives are shit.
yeah, so that could be a livelihood thing. Because I just thought about how the topic was worded, right? Malawians.
So this thing is gonna come from the toilet and just come straight to it.
No, Malawians drink to get drunk. All right, hold on.
Yeah,
I was just checking myself out in the mirror one time. But anyway, so the topic was Malawians drink to get drunk, right?
Yeah.
But then that goes to what you're saying in terms of Kudi, let me drink to the point that I forget my problems because there's hella problems.
Yeah.
But if you're out there, if you could drink for confidence, you could drink at a cocktail to network, to have there's times when I drink and I could like pitch a dope idea.
Exactly.
But then that's why I'm drinking. I'm not drinking so that I could forget problems. Because forgetting problems, that's like I'm drinking.
No, but you know what your problem is in that situation.
Yeah.
Your problem is you can't word your pitch right. That's your problem.
No. You're not hearing me. I hear you. My thing is that's why we think that Malawi has a drinking problem, because it's the livelihood and they're looking for an escape because the country is shitty. So it could be a thing. What Dumi's saying might be a thing. Where other people are looking for like, progression
a boost,
and boost and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, well.
We put it on the spot.
Okay. So what it sounds like what we're saying is yes, Malawian people. I mean, whatever reason it is.
So I've agreed that Malawians drink too much.
Malawians drink too much. Is that what we're saying?
Zambia's worse. I heard Zambia's worse, but Zambia is doing really well in terms of economy and stuff.
Well, I don't know, but okay. What I wanted to say is that it looks like, from what Miko's saying, then we're escaping a problem. Right? We're escaping a problem by using drinking. We're not solving anything. We're just saying, let's escape the problem. And then tomorrow, the problem is still there. We're going to do it again and come back to it. And then it's just a cycle.
Keep drinking. Drink. Keep drinking. Nah, man. Have a good time. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Monday.
Man, keep drinking.
Monday
have a stiff drink. Have a stiff drink before you go to work. But make sure you do your work. Make sure you're solving your problems. Make sure you're doing something and bringing change to the country.
Zalusoas do not stand with the views of Mr. Yamiko Yakobe over here.
You have to say my government, bro.
Das is telling us to wrap up. Thanks for listening to this far, guys.
Always wrap up.
It's been like a really dope conversation. Most of it was like rowdy and shit. But yeah, that's what we like. That's how we do this. That's why we do this. Comment, like, share, whatever you do.
Tweet about it.
Hear us.
Even if you're in the room.
Keep that same energy that you had when we like low-key fucked up, or when you thought we fucked up. Keep that same energy. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the conversations going. Zalusauds, make life worth living.
Zalusauds.com.
Yeah, Zalusauds.com.
And we're out.
I got a quick,
We're not there. We're not there.
I got a quick, shout out to the 130 plus people from Twitter Malawi that's retweeted to get Do Me Wrong on the podcast.
Shout out to Do Me Wrong.
We out here. Thanks to you.
Those are the most likes, isn't it? Yeah.
Most retweets for sure. Yeah, definitely. Before that, probably like 60 or something.
That speaks volumes. That's like double.
Now, Twitter Malawi is super supportive. I have to give them. I mean, I'm pretty sure some people are like, "Fuck is this?" And then moved on.
Seriously, the first guy to ever say Twitter Malawi is super supportive.
Aren't they?
I mean, they did. And I'm just saying, they did. It's a wrap. We're out.
Now that's how you do it.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Keep that as well.
Keep that as well.
Keep that as well.
Follow your boy. Do me wrong with the V on Twitter. No underscores, no dashes.
That's it.
Do me wrong with the V. No you put a V.
The V.
The first time, now I always make the name as DVA my role. I swear.
The movie.
And then